Further ado, let's get straight into this presentation. Okay, so how do you start a social media marketing agency in 2020, or SMMA, or digital marketing, or whatever you want to call it? So, firstly, you need to understand what social media marketing actually is. Okay, now this is a service-based business, and you're going to be offering predominantly paid advertising to companies. And you may even offer content creation, you may offer page management, but this is a social media service-based business. And you get paid per month to do this. You can get paid anything from $1,000 a month to $10,000 plus, depending on whether you do a revenue share, depending on the size of the business and what it actually is you're doing for them. There are lots of services you can offer within social media marketing, but the core is paid advertising, content creation maybe as well, and page management. So Facebook page management or Instagram page management. And this is a value-based service. So you're not getting paid based on your time and how many hours per day you're inputting into a business. You're getting paid on what you can actually do for them. How much value can you provide for a business? So let's move on. So I just want to get some frequently asked questions out of the way first of all. I get asked these 3 questions all the time, so I want to make sure we get them out of the way first. First of all, what do you need to get started? You don't need anything to get started with social media marketing. You can do this from anywhere in the world, which answers the next question as well. You literally can do this from anywhere as long as you have access to the internet and you have access to a computer or a laptop. Doesn't need to be fancy at all. You don't need any fancy software. You don't need a particularly memory-heavy computer. You literally just need an internet connection and access to a computer. You don't really want to be managing this from your mobile phone. Also, what about if you don't have much time? This is a really good question, and actually I launched my digital marketing agency 2.5 years ago now when I was working full-time. We've scaled it up to multiple 6-figure profits right now on a yearly basis. So we profit 5 figures every single month within our agency, and we launched when we were working in a full-time job. When I was working in a full-time job, I actually signed my first 2 clients whilst I was working full-time, and it was easily manageable. I then replaced my outgoings and decided, hey, look, I want to take this full-time, and I quit my job at that moment. So you don't need anything to get started. You don't need any previous experience. I had no marketing experience whatsoever. You can do this from anywhere in the world, and you really do not need a lot of time. All you need is the drive and the determination to be successful. I'm not here to tell you that business is going to be easy, that you're just going to be able to sign up a client within your first day and you'll be away and you'll be making 6 figures in a couple of days. Anybody who's telling you that is talking bull. They're lying to you. And business is for the resilient. Business is for people who are driven and want to be successful. If that sounds like you, then you're going to absolutely love this industry. So let's go on to the 3 key stages of success. I've got a little pointer here, so hopefully this is going to move through the presentation nice and smooth. So the first thing you need to understand to be successful, one of the things you need to understand first of all when you're launching your agency is how to find clients. Where are you actually going to find clients? Who are they? What are they? And where are they actually residing in? You also need to understand how to prospect. So these things that are on this slide, these are all the things that we're going to be going through in this presentation today, in this video. You then need to understand how to actually sign clients up. So it's all well and good knowing who you're going to reach out to and where they are, but how are you actually going to close them and get them paying you? So you need to understand how to set meetings, how to sell your service, and getting a yes from a business owner. Then finally, we want to go through how to actually get results for businesses. It's all well and good knowing who to reach out to and how to actually close them, but how are you actually going to get them results? How are you going to generate them more revenue per month, which is our sole goal? We want to work with businesses and help them to generate more revenue per month. So what tools are we going to use? What's the strategy that we're actually going to use to get results? And how are we going to scale up as a business? So let's move on to these things individually. First thing we want to look at is who, what, and where. We need to know how we're actually going to find clients. Now, the first thing you want to look for in clients is companies who are in high demand by a large audience. Okay, so these are companies which are demanded by the masses. Companies like, for example, restaurants. And food is a commodity. So everybody needs to eat. That's a high demand service by the masses because everybody needs to eat. But if you are looking to reach out to restaurants, make sure they are high ticket restaurants. They're not just your average run of the mill restaurant. They're like a high ticket, $30 per head plus. But you want large in-demand services, businesses with repeat custom. So businesses where people come back again and again and again, because the success of working with a company in digital marketing depends on you getting repeat custom, depends on you being able to get them new customers every single month, but those customers also coming back to that business owner. It's something called the snowball effect. We want to push this snowball. Imagine you're pushing a snowball and every single month the snowball's getting bigger and bigger because you're getting more and more customers for these clients, but they're also coming back again and again. You also want to look for local businesses to start off with. This is the easiest place to start, in my humble opinion. When I first started out, I reached out to local businesses in my local area and I looked at businesses which I had a genuine interest in. This is something I think is really important. When you're first starting out and you're looking at what businesses you want to reach out to, I always recommend reaching out to companies you have a genuine interest in, because it's actually going to make you enjoy what it is you're doing for these companies. Now, I've got a couple of niches here: fitness industry, dentist, cosmetics, high-end restaurants, e-commerce. These are just a few niches which are good for when you're first starting out. It's certainly not limited to this. A lot of people say, hey, look, these are the best niches you should reach out to. It simply doesn't work like that. My best advice is always make sure it's an in-demand product or service. They have a high-quality product or service, and you have a genuine interest in what it is that they are actually selling, what it is they are actually promoting. And above all, make sure they have a good reputation. You can have the best advertisements or the best marketing strategy in the world, but if your clients don't have a good reputation, they're not going to be able to retain customers. So make sure that the fundamentals are in place first of all. So we then need to know how to prospect. So we've got an idea of what kind of companies we want to reach out to. And first of all, you want to understand what prospecting actually is. Some of you may have never heard this term prospecting. Prospecting is a sales term for basically finding business owners' details, or the details in general that we're trying to get from a business, from a lead. And a lead is a potential customer of ours. So we want to make sure we find the decision makers' details first of all. So let's say we've got a list of gyms in our local area that we want to reach out to. We need to start prospecting, so we need to find out all of the information about these gyms. So we want to locate the business owner's details. That's going to be the decision maker 9 times out of 10. We want to find their name, their email address, and their phone number. Okay, so we've got multiple ways for us to contact them. We always want to find their name. You won't always be able to do this, but 9 times out of 10 you want to at least try to find their name, because it's going to make it a lot easier when we reach out to them. When we may call a company or when we email them, we're going to move on to strategies shortly. We want to make sure we can actually reach out to them personally. We can say, hey, can I speak to John please? Or hey John, I hope you're well, I want to reach out to you. We don't want to say, hey, I'm looking for this to get to the business owner please, because it just looks unprofessional and we're not going to have a positive response. We also want to utilize our initial network starting off with. So this is a really great place to start when you're starting in digital marketing. Don't be afraid to reach out to your friends and your family and say, hey, I'm starting my own digital marketing agency. I'm looking for businesses to work with. I thought the best place to start off with would be my existing network. And so put a post out on Facebook, literally just like that, and see if anybody in your existing network owns a business and are willing to work with you to start off with. You can also use Google and search engines. So search for the business name, and so you could do Greg's Gym owner's details, or whether it's called Greg's Gym, the guy's probably already called Greg. But you can Google search for business owner's details. If you're from the UK, use a website called Companies House. You can actually search a big record of all of the directors for companies in the UK, so you can really easily locate the business owner's details. Then finally, you've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Have a little stalk on social media. You'll be surprised what information you can find, and you'll be able to prospect really easy using these methods. So that is, in a nutshell, how you can prospect, how you can start actually looking for the business owner's details ready for you to contact. So let's move on. So what are the best contact methods when you are looking to reach out to companies? You've got a list of companies that you're trying to reach out to. How are you actually going to reach out to them? First of all, we want to make sure we use a multi-platform strategy. I see so many people saying, hey, look, you just want to cold call, or you just want to email, or you just want to send DMs on Instagram. And that simply does not work. There is no one size fits all with sales, and you need to make sure that you're using a multi-platform strategy. So you don't just stick with one strategy. So yes, cold calling is always going to work very, very well. Cold calling is a great outreach strategy because you can get straight on the phone with business owners and you can arrange a meeting with them. DMs and emails as well. So you can send emails over to companies, you can send them a DM on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. These are really effective ways to directly message potential customers. Door-to-door and video outreach as well. Door-to-door isn't as effective because it costs you a lot of time. So if you're walking around your local city, it's not going to be the most efficient thing for you time-wise, but it's there as an option if you want it. And then finally, we have video outreach. Again, this can be really, really effective, but it's a little bit time-consuming. You just record a video of yourself saying, hey, Greg, look, I'd really like to work with your company. My name's blah, blah, blah. I offer blah, blah, blah service. And yeah, I'd love to arrange a meeting with you. Are you free for 15 minutes over the next week so I can come in and share some ideas with you? Whatever you may be saying. But these are the best ways for you to reach out to business owners. My biggest recommendation would be using a multi-platform strategy. Use a mix of these individual strategies, cold calling, emails, DMs, door-to-door video outreach, and hammer companies from multiple angles. Because what may work for one business owner won't work for another business owner. Someone may be really receptive to being cold called, whereas someone else may be really receptive to their emails. Someone else may not even check their emails. So you want to make sure that you hit people from all angles. That's the key to success in sales. Trust me, I know. I worked in corporate sales for over 3 years before I launched my agency. I spent 2,000 hours on the phone. I'm a veteran when it comes to reaching out to business owners. I used to reach out to multi-conglomerate billion-dollar companies over in the Middle East, and I'd have to reach their C-level executives. I spoke to the CEO of Universal Studios. I met with them out in Dubai, and I did that all from using a multi-platform sales strategy, and I carried that across in my digital marketing agency. So, setting a meeting. That's another thing we need to do. This is really important. When we are reaching out to business owners, the first thing we want to do is we definitely do not want to sell. That's one thing we want to make sure. We don't want to reach out to a business owner and start selling to them right away. It's not going to work and it's going to be unprofessional. We want to make sure we're warming up this sales process. We want to make sure that we're preparing these potential clients to be closed. So we always want to make sure that when we're reaching out to a business owner, we speak to the decision maker right away. So that's why we've done our prospecting correctly. We're going to speak to a business owner. We're going to get straight to the point in any communication that we're having, whether we're sending an email, whether we're cold calling, we're getting straight to the point right away. We're also going to create some kind of scarcity. So what scarcity is, it's like a time-based limit or the fact that we only want to work with a certain client. So for example, and I'll give you an example of a pitch in a moment, you could say, hey, look, I'm only looking to take on 1 or 2 more clients this month. And that says to the business owner, okay, they're thinking, oh, damn, I hope that's going to be me, or I'd like that to be me. I want to be that one of those 1 or only 2 people that person is actually working with. So it creates scarcity. It creates that impulsive need in your potential customers. Now, golden rule here, when you're trying to arrange meetings with business owners, is never pitch before a meeting. The sole goal for outreach is to set a meeting. You do not want to pitch your service on a cold call. You do not want to pitch your service on an email, with DM, door-to-door, any of that. Your goal, when you're reaching out to a business owner for the first time, your first contact point is to arrange a meeting with them, and that is when you are going to pitch your service. So for example, putting this all into some context for you, let's say I was cold calling a business owner. If I was getting straight to the point, I'd be like, hey John, is that the owner I'm speaking to? So the first thing you want to do is really make sure you're actually speaking to the person that you want to be. And you can say, hey, look, John, my name's Jordan. I know you're busy, so am I, so I'm going to be quick. And I'm getting straight to the point here. Like I'm saying, look, you're busy, I'm diffusing the situation. And then I would go on to pitch my service. I would then say, look, I help restaurants in the local area to get more clients per month using social media. And I was on your Facebook page the other day. I can see you're leaving a lot of money on the table at the moment. I'd love to come in and share some ideas with you. Do you have 15 minutes over the next couple of days? Getting straight to the point, completely off the cuff. I literally just made that up off the top of my head. My pitch changes every time I speak to a business owner because I'm judging their character and I make sure I'm adaptive. You don't want to be forced. You don't want to sound scripted. You don't want to sound robotic. Be natural. Be yourself. Say words that fall naturally in your vocabulary. Okay. So don't pretend to be someone you're not. You could then drop in there. You create that scarcity. Look, I'm only looking to take on 1 or 2 more clients this month. I was on your Facebook page. I can see you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I'd love to come in and share some ideas with you. Are you free for 15 minutes or so over the next couple of days? Really, just keep it as simple as that. And you're going to create enough scarcity and interest for that business owner to be like, yeah, actually, I am free. I'd like to arrange a meeting with you. You proceed to book the meeting. Hey presto, you have a meeting with your first client. Really is as simple as that. And I'm smashing through this video, guys, because we've got loads of content to go through today. So I hope you're taking notes. So moving on. So we now get an understanding of what kind of clients we want to reach out to, how we're going to reach out to them. We're going to use a multi-platform strategy. We're going to get straight to the point and arrange a meeting with them. But let's say we now have arranged a meeting and you're sat there and you're like, okay, crap, what am I actually going to say here? So the second thing we need to understand in our 3 keys to success is how are we actually going to close potential clients within our agency? And by the way, I talk so fast, guys, so some of you might want to put me on like -5 speed or whatever. But it's just the way I smash through things. When I get passionate and I get into this, I go blah, 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 and you can't stop me. So the first thing you need to understand, this is one thing I do, I break down our meeting strategy into 3 very easy steps for you to follow. And this is easy for anybody to follow if you've never had any sales experience whatsoever. We've had students and members who have closed thousands and thousands of pounds per month using this meeting strategy, this 3-step meeting strategy, which I'm literally giving you in this video. So make sure you follow this religiously. The first thing that you're going to do when you get into a meeting with a potential business owner, with a potential client, is you're going to go through what we call the discovery stage, okay? Now you're going to learn and get fuel for later on in the meeting. So what you're going to do is you're going to have some small talk first of all with the business owner. You're going to get some niceties out of the way, maybe talk about the weather or talk about football or talk about some common interest. What I'd recommend you doing actually is stalking that business owner on social media beforehand. Find some common interest that you may have with them so you can throw that out there in the small talk to start off with. Then you're going to start talking about their business. You want to ask them questions about their business. You want to discover about their business. Find out what products they sell well, what products don't sell well. Find out what their existing marketing strategy is. This is something that was really important. You want to find out what it is they're doing at the moment. Okay, so how are they marketing themselves right now? You want to learn about all of that. You want to learn about their problems. This is the biggest thing here. You want to learn about the issues that they're facing as a business and start thinking about maybe how you can help them to solve those problems. You're going to write down all of this stuff, which is going to be ammunition for later on in your meeting with this business owner. You're then going to move on to stage 2, which is the presentation stage, okay? So once you've learned about the business owner, this is probably going to take 5 to 10 minutes, the discovery stage. Each of these sections, 5 to 10 minutes each, okay? So you've learned about the business, you've got some ammunition, you're now going to wow them with value. You're going to present your service to the business owner. Now, 9 times out of 10, this is going to be some kind of paid ad service, whether this is Facebook or Instagram. As I said, you may drop content in there. There are other services you may add in as well. If you're a web developer, you can add websites in there. This is a business model. I hope you can understand that you can really use whatever skills you've got. You can add that to your repertoire, your service base. You really can expand this however you want to. So when I say present your service, this is whatever services you're actually offering the business owner at this moment in time, depending on what it is you think they actually need. And you're going to wow them here. You're going to educate them. This is your chance to show them exactly how it is you can do what you do. And what I always recommend you doing is getting a simple set of screenshots together, okay? Teach them about maybe Facebook ads. Teach them about whatever it is that you're looking to do for them. So you don't need to create some fancy presentation and present it to the business owner. All you need to do is be able to explain this very, very simply in a series of screenshots. And another thing you want to do is compare the business to one of their biggest competitors. This is a really, really good strategy which works 9 times out of 10. And what you're doing is you're using something called the law of comparison. If you compare your potential client to one of their competitors who's already doing a great job on social media, it's going to get their back up and it's going to make them think, hey, we're a better business than them. We need to be doing better than them, and it's going to make them want to do better. It's going to make them want to change. So try and find one of their competitors, one of their biggest competitors who are doing really well on social media at the moment, and use the law of comparison. Get their back up and get that burning hunger, that entrepreneurial spark inside them. Get them thinking, we need to change. We need to do better. We need to better our service. We need to better our offering. We need to better our marketing, and we need to work with this person and give them our money so they can market for us. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to wow them and ignite that flame in the presentation stage. Then finally, we have the close. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a very simple close. We're literally going to ask for the sale. At this point in the meeting strategy, we've already built so much authority because we've learned about the business. We've learned about what sells well, what doesn't sell well, their problems, their struggle points. We've presented our service to them so they understand how it is we're going to solve these problems for them. And now we're going to ask for the sale. We're simply going to ask them, hey, look, do you think that I understand the problems you're facing as a business? Yes. Do you think that I have the skills needed to help overcome these problems? Yes. Well, are you ready to take the next step? Yes. Okay, you're getting a 3-part yes close there. You're getting permission to sell to them. And all you simply need to do now is state your prices, which you're going to do a set service charge per month if you're offering Facebook ads or paid ads. You're going to do a set service charge per month, and you're going to have an advised ad spend as well. So the client needs to spend money on adverts as well. The client pays for the ads. A common misconception in social media marketing is that the marketer pays for the ads. No, the client pays for the ads separately. So you say, hey, my service charge for my Facebook ad service, or this is what I think you require. My service charge is $2,000 per month, and my advised ad spend is $1,000 or $2,000 as well. So you always you present them separately. Service charge, ad spend. Again, this depends on what service you're offering. Now, the most vitally important thing here, when you are trying to close a business, there's a term in sales that the first person to speak after stating a price loses. And this is true. Never, ever justify your price as a social media marketer. When you state your price, stay quiet. Let the business owner speak first. The minute you speak, you start justifying. You start stammering over your words. You start losing. You lose confidence. The business owner loses confidence in you because you have shown a lack of confidence in your price. So make sure you stay quiet and let them come back to you. If they've got concerns, fine. Overcome the concerns. If they've got concerns and it comes down to shortfalls in your meeting strategy, maybe you failed to answer some of their questions. So go backtrack in the meeting and answer those questions for the business owner, but make sure you do not justify your price. Now, if this is your first ever client, you could consider giving them a free 2-week trial. I don't recommend doing this too often, but to get your first client, there's no harm in doing a 2-week free trial to prove to them that you can do what it is you're saying you can do, and then they can sign up with you. But only use that as a last resort. You can damage your brand if you throw that away too quickly. So that is how to close clients. Now we need to understand how to actually get results. So service delivery. You need to understand the best platforms to use, how to create effective ads, understanding the value ladder, and trends to look out for in 2020. These are all things we're going to be going through right now. So, what platforms are we going to use? I've already touched on this, but the main platforms you're going to use as a social media marketer are Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Facebook own Instagram. It literally makes it so easy to create an Instagram ad because you just tick a box now and yeah, you're going to create an Instagram ad. There also is Google ads as well. But I would recommend starting off with Facebook and Instagram. If you want to expand your service base, you can move on to Google ads. Facebook and Instagram work really well for business to customer businesses. So B2C is what it's called. So it's businesses selling to customers, such as restaurants sell to customers. Business to business is Google ads. So business to business, for example, is maybe lawyers working with businesses or accountants working with businesses. That's B2B. But I would recommend you starting off with B2C platforms, Facebook ads and Instagram ads. There are billions and billions of daily users on both of these platforms, and it has never been easier to get yourself in front of the world, to get your clients in front of the world. In a world addicted to their mobile phones, everybody's just mindlessly browsing through their feeds. We've all seen Facebook ads. This is the service that we're going to be offering as a core for our potential clients. Now, what we need to understand before we can do any marketing for any business, we need to understand the customer journey. Why is it that people buy? What is the journey of somebody actually buying? What is the funnel? And you may hear this term being thrown around in the marketing world, the funnel. This essentially is just a way of putting people into the top. Imagine you've got a funnel like you've got on the screen right now. We're chucking people, cold leads into the top of this funnel, and we're converting them into customers for our clients, okay? So I want to take you through an example of a customer journey right now. Okay, so going through the potential stages of a customer journey, the first stage we have is the awareness stage, okay? So this is when a customer becomes aware of a problem through your promotion or your webinar or your ad or whatever that may be. A webinar is just like a free online training. It depends what you're doing for your client. So let's say, for example, we have a gym client, and our potential customers, their potential customers, have seen a video from the gym, and they're looking at that video. It's a fitness video, and they're thinking, hey, look, I'm a little bit overweight. I should probably go to the gym. They're aware of the problem, okay? They're aware of the issue here. The next stage is the interest stage, okay? So they're becoming more interested and focused on finding a solution. So they're already aware that they may be overweight, and now they're seeing more content from the gym, and they're like, maybe I could go to that gym. Maybe I could actually improve on my physique. Then we have the consideration phase. So this is when they seek further education on the product/service and testimonials, whatever it is they're actually seeing. Maybe they've seen on that gym page that there are good clients, there's happy clients, there's good case studies, and they're now thinking, what if that could be me? What if I actually could work with this business? What about if I could sign up for this gym? And then finally, we have the actual purchase. They're taking that leap and becoming a customer. They're thinking, do you know what? I'm going to do this. So they've gone through the awareness, the interest, the consideration, and they've become a purchaser. They've become a customer. So they started off as what's called a cold lead in the top of this funnel, and we've brought them through this process, through this customer journey, and now they have been converted into a customer. And this is the fundamentals of how all advertising works. And you need to understand this first of all. Now, another example of this will be a value pyramid. Okay, so, or you may have heard of this as a value ladder. And this is another way of marketing. We're taking people through this customer journey. I'm going to give you a real world example here. So the first part we have of this value pyramid or the value ladder is the free value. Okay, so we provide free value for our potential customers, for our clients' potential customers. So let's say we're working with a dentist right now, and they're putting out organic, normal posts on Facebook or on Instagram. It's hints and tips. They're building a relationship. Maybe they're talking about good oral health, for example. Now, the second thing on there is they could throw out an offer for free teeth cleaning. So we could run a Facebook ad for our dentist client offering a free teeth cleaning voucher. This is an initial offer to lure people in after they've seen that free value. We then, when the customer has gone in for their free teeth cleaning, our client could upsell them on dental fillings. They could say, hey, look, your health are your teeth are in a bit disrepair. Like, you really could do with some fillings. A lot of people who go to the dentist who go in for free teeth cleaning are gonna need fillings. So they upsell them on $100, for example. Then they may say, hey, look, they're feeling good about their teeth. They've had their fillings. They might now consider teeth whitening. So the client might upsell them to teeth whitening. That's $250, for example. And then even further from there, once they're feeling really good about their teeth, they might need bigger work. They might need more. They might need dental implants. And this could be anything from $5,000 to $20,000. So this is a total potential value of this one customer of $5,000 plus. And we started off by just giving them free value on Facebook or on Instagram, and we just gave them a free offer like free teeth cleaning, and then over time, naturally, they have upsold. This is also what's called the lifetime value of a customer. We don't just look at a customer for what we can make from them straight away. We look at what we can make them in the long term. What can we upsell them on? How can they become a repeat customer? How can we build that snowball, which I mentioned earlier on in this video? So this is the value pyramid, and you can carry this across, or value ladder. You can carry this across in any industry with any customer that you are working with. So I just want to give you a actual real world example here. This is example advert that I have ran, and I want to show you exactly how you can create adverts. Well, not how you can create adverts, but what you should look out for in your advertisements. What makes up a good advert when you are creating one? And this is the same with Facebook, Instagram, with Google Ads, whatever it is you're using, you can carry across these same principles. So an effective ad, every single effective ad needs to start off with an attention grabber. And that's that first line you can see here, attention Birmingham, okay? So we're calling out to an individual area or to an individual audience. So you only have a few words to actually spark interest. So if someone's scrolling down their newsfeed, you need to get their interest straight away. We then want some curiosity / scarcity. We've already gone through scarcity. We want to create urgency or exclusivity. So here we have tooth decay and bad breath are no fun, right? Okay, so we've got that. Yeah, no, they're not fun. Then we've got a what and a why. So we're getting straight to the point with no time wasted. That's why we're giving away 20 vouchers for free teeth cleaning this month. Okay, getting straight to the point. And this is a part of the value ladder. And then finally, we have a call to action. So people generally respond well to being told what to do, especially in advertisement. We want to tell our clients, potential customers, exactly what they need to do to redeem this offer. So we've got two call to actions here. We've got one in the text, which is click below now to redeem your voucher. Once they're gone, they're gone. Again, we've got some more scarcity there. And then finally, we have that get offer button there as well. So this is very simply is how you can create effective adverts. You can carry this across in any niche, with any product, with any service. Make sure you have these 4 fundamental things in each and every one of your adverts, and you can almost guarantee that they're going to be successful as long as the client has a good product or a good service and they have a good reputation. So make sure you carry across all of these things when you are creating adverts. So in a nutshell, that is how to get results for your clients and the 3 keys to success in social media marketing. Number 1, how to find clients. Number 2, how to close them. And number 3, how to get results.